Right before graduation, Reese Maxwell convinced me to sneak in and taste the forbidden. I bit back the pain, but inside I was ecstatic all night long, believing that my years of silent longing had finally paid off. It wasn't until the day the SAT scores were posted that Reese threw my pregnancy test results right into my mother's face. "Ms. Reed," he sneered, using her professional title like a slur, "didn't you say getting involved with a punk was disgusting? Well, now your daughter is just as disgusting, knocked up by the very trash you hate. Too bad her kid will be just like you're a fatherless bastard with no one to claim him." He left without a word, dropping a thick envelope on the counter. Hush money, nothing more. 7 years later, I saw him again. He was Reese Maxwell, the ruthless head of the Maxwell Syndicate, a man whose name commanded fear. And I was just a disposable asset, the mistress of one of his mid-level crew chiefs. But Reese, the kingmaker, was suddenly back and acting like a madman, desperate to claim the role of father. I was telling my 6-year-old son, Leo, to go to bed early when my sugar daddy called me in to entertain. Just as I reached the door of the private lounge, I heard the casual, dismissive tone of the men inside. "Derek, your girl is definitely top-shelf," a voice drawled. "Heard she's been with you since she was barely legal? Even the best product gets boring eventually. Marcus, if you're interested, take her for a spin." Derek Shaw's voice was thick with undisguised pride, as if he were discussing a trophy on his mantle. "She's just a little pet I keep on the side. If you like what you see, Marcus, she's all yours for the night. Have fun." I'd been Derek Shaw's mistress for years. I knew how he liked to perform. He especially loved using me as conversation fodder, seeing it as proof of his status. So I pushed the door open, my expression blank, and that's when I heard the familiar, chilling voice. "Excuse me, gentlemen, but my fiancée isn't much of a drinker. I'll take her glass." The second my eyes locked with his, the crystal glass in his hand slipped, shattering on the Italian marble floor. His arm froze mid-gesture, at a blow of shock and sudden, violent recognition. I never imagined my reunion with Reese would happen like this. 7 years had etched a cold, commanding authority onto him. Every calculated movement, every hard line in his face, screamed of the ruthless power he now wielded. Next to him sat a woman polished, elegant, and clearly expensive Serafina Lowell. I suppressed the wave of nausea and fear, pulling up the practiced, sickeningly sweet smile I'd perfected over the years. I forced out the line that was now rote. "Derek, baby, I missed you so much." A heavy silence followed. The eyes in the room shifted, a few glances of raw appreciation, a flicker of pity, but mostly the flat, naked contempt I'd learned to ignore. Derek reached out, yanking me onto his lap, his oily hand making itself at home on my waist. Reese's stare, which had started as a punch of shock, slowly curdled into undisguised, profound disgust. I knew HE to recognize me and immediately understood what I was. Around the table, the men took turns toasting and encouraging me to drink. One expensive glass of scotch after another was poured into me. I pieced together the conversation and learned the identity of the woman next to Reese. Her name was Serafina Lowell. She was Reese's fiancée, a perfect match from a powerful family. They were clearly smitten. I remembered my mother's words from all those years ago: "Nothing good ever comes from getting mixed up with a punk."